Hey guys! Today we are continuing our testimony series, and we are going to be talking to you about the 2 senior years of our high school experience. So the first question, talk on peer pressure.
Okay, I don't know, I don't really have that much to say about peer pressure because when I finally started to talk to people and I wasn't sitting in the bathroom at lunch, I hung out with people who were the stereotype was kind of the weird people, the kind of outcast type people, and I talked to them, but I didn't talk to them enough to be invited anywhere to be oh yeah, come to a party and drink or anything like that. But at the same time, when I went to a friend's house, the girl who I spoke about in the previous video, who wasn't a good example, I remember drinking with her once, and I didn't want to do it again, so I didn't go over to her house again, and that was kind of the end of it.
Same for me. I kind of mentioned before that I didn't really have friends that did that, and I think as I got older in high school, my friends would they would drink, but they kind of understood that I didn't do that, and I didn't hang out with a lot of my friends outside of school that were, my classmates, and yeah, I didn't really experience peer pressure. I never got invited to parties and, that kind of thing. So, I think that didn't really affect me that much. But, obviously there's pressure from everyone, around you, to perform and stuff. So, that, you want to get good grades and stuff because, there's such a pressure to do that and, to make sports teams and stuff. But, peer pressure as a whole didn't really affect me that much, I don't think. Okay, then the next question is, how did you mature from junior to senior grades?
I guess I just hung out with different people, and I realized that I wasn't just valuable because of my social standing and that. So in that way I did mature. But yeah, I think that's all I really can say.
For me, I think that at the beginning of my senior years of high school, I was still not very mature, but I matured throughout my senior years. So at the beginning of grade 11, I was still being really stupid and angry and hating the world, and that didn't really stop until I'm gonna say probably it didn't stop till the summer between grade 11 and 12, and then I realized that what I was doing was not smart and stuff, and I just kind of through the help, I actually met my boyfriend, not met him, but I started becoming really good friends with him at the beginning of grade 11, and then we eventually started dating around the middle of that year, and he really helped me with that. And throughout the summer I just kind of really grew up and realized that I'm worth more than self-harming and stuff like that. So yeah.
How did your peer group change?
Well, for me, I went from having a lot of friends at, in the junior grades to not really hanging out with people a lot at school in grade 11 and 12. And I think more in grade 12 this happened, and I think the reason for it was that I took some courses online, I took 2 online courses, and so I had a lot of spares during the school day, and so I would not be around at lunch because I would have spares in the morning, so I just wouldn't go in until the afternoon and stuff. So I just kind of stopped being around and stopped having lunch with my friends and stuff, and I just kind of ended up not having that many friends outside of classes other than my boyfriend. So yeah, I had hung out a lot with him and his friends and stuff like that.
And for me, I kind of relate because I stopped hanging out with the people who I thought were cool, and I started to not really care about that, and that was kind of a part of my self-esteem going down. But then that was also part of me really just not caring about popularity anymore, and so I did start hanging out with the people who were not the standard high school student, people who were a little bit different.
Okay, number 4 is, how did you envision your future?
I really wanted to go to college for child and youth work, I guess, because as I got into grade 11 and 12, I started to get to know God better, and I started to make him a regular part of who I was and my life, and I started to get to know him a lot more deeply. I don't know if that makes sense. But that definitely changed things, and I don't know, at the same time I didn't give him like my whole like heart, and I didn't trust him wholly with it. Like I still kept that little part of me that like loved to control what I ate and like what I did and all that. So I wanted to be probably like this perfect looking girl who was like in college and had her life together, and probably like someone who had like a boyfriend and that type of thing, but that's not what happened.
Yeah, like for me, I envisioned probably like in grade 11, to be brutally honest, at the beginning of grade 11, probably I was just thinking, I'm not going to graduate. You know, like I just really felt really bad about myself. Like I had no confidence in myself. Like I didn't think that I could do anything, and I got to the point where I wasn't even trying in school, like in math, which used to come like super easy to me. I just like, I remember on some tests, this is like really bad, but I would like I would know the answer or know how to at least get some marks, and I just would be like, I don't care, and I just wouldn't write anything. Like that's how my attitude was. I was just like, I don't really care. But then in grade 12, I started applying to universities and stuff, and I envisioned myself after grade 12 going to university the next year. I also considered for a short time taking a year off and going to Spain to be a nanny, which kind of I stopped that plan. But yeah, I just envisioned going to university the next year.
How was your self-esteem, or did it fluctuate?
Well, like I said, I kind of already answered this question in the last one. Like, at the beginning of this time of my life, I really didn't care about myself. I was doing really destructive things to my body, and I didn't have self-esteem at all. Like, I just didn't care, and I didn't want to care about myself. But then I slowly, with the help of friends and stuff that were kind of helping me through that dark time of my life, I gradually gained that back, and then I think by the time I graduated, I had a really great self-esteem.
That's good.
Yeah.
For me, like, I think that it kind of stayed the same, or like maybe it was like a little bit worse. I had spare, and like on my spare I would like walk down to Walmart, and it was like, I don't know, like 20-minute walk. And I'd walk to Walmart, and then I would buy laxatives, and then I'd come back to school and just like take them home, and then like I ended up going there like, I don't know, really often for them, and like I use them in like a negative way to, like, if I ate dinner or something, I would just like use them a lot. And I guess that kind of made me go into like a downward spiral, because it got worse, and I thought it was getting better because I was like getting to know God, but I didn't give him that part of me, so it didn't really get better.
Okay, the next question is, what are the highs and lows of this time?
Like, a high would be like obviously getting to know God better. That's like a major high, because he was my like kind of end all be all in the beginning. Well, he kind of started to be that for me. He started to be my everything. But a low would be like not trusting him fully, and like going and using laxatives.
Well, for me, like, I pretty much can break it up in the beginning was a low and the end was a high. So like, and it was kind of, the beginning was my lowest. Well, that's not really true. I kind of, you know, went up and down at the beginning, and then it just went up from there. A big high was that I kind of regained my relationship with God, and I really started to care. You know, like he just really rescued me from the darkness that I was in, you know, like he was the reason behind that, and I totally see that now.
Okay, number 7 is home life.
Mine was a lot better. I think as I opened my heart up to the friends that were helping me, I also started to not trust, but like, be able to be around my family and not feel the same anger. I didn't have the same anger in my heart, so I was able to just, you know, be with them and stuff, and that was really good. I wasn't spending as much time in my room. My parents were just really, they were understanding where I was in my life, and they were just a big help. So my home life was a lot better in grade 11 and 12.
For me, it was like kind of reverse from what you did. Like I began to like stay in my room more often and like kind of just take myself away from the home situation. But like I guess I was doing that all along really, so it just ended up being more often. Like I would be on my laptop all day, just the usual. I don't know why. That was just what I like to do, and I would just stay up there all day, and for dinner I'd come down, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and the last question for this part is, what did you learn?
And I guess I like, in a really horrible way, gonna sound really bad, but like I learned how to lie and like get away with like being like kind of broken inside and like happy-go-lucky, bubbly person on the outside. But I think I still like had like that little bit of insecurity that everyone could see. But yeah, as far as that went, I learned how to like lie to people and like lie to their face, and I was a good liar. And it's not good, but that's what I learned. So yeah.
I learned that, I mean, at first I was learning the same things, that people didn't care about me and that, but I think at the end of this high school experience, I learned that people do care, and more importantly, that God cared for me throughout that whole time, and He was just waiting for me to come back to Him. And that was just, it was really cool to learn that and just see how He was faithful to me, even though I had kind of turned away from Him.
Stand for video.
Yeah. Again, thank you for watching, and see you next time.
See ya.